institute that gave those figures. It was the UP Institute for Population, or the UP Population Institute. Since they had records for this in 2002, it was a little less than 500,000 abortions then, and a little more than 500,000 abortions now. And you did not take into consideration that it could be the same women having the abortions.
Thank you, Congressman Zubiri. Rotarian Chito, and then oh, okay.
I think both of us should answer. Now, on the question of abortion or being an abortive patient, it will depend on the definition of conception. The pro-RH people would like to define conception as implantation. The anti-RH people would like to define it as fertilization. In fact, they made the change in 1960, 1965, and the president of the American Gynecological Obstetrical Society later admitted that the reason why they redefined conception to implantation is to be able to justify the use of the IUD. Because if that is not redefined, then the IUD would be an abortive patient. In other words, it would abort a fertilized egg already. That is, again, a medical issue that will all depend on how you define life. Life begins at fertilization, according to former Chief Justice R. Pangilinan. Life begins at fertilization, according to Father Joaquin Bernas, according to many who attended the Constitutional Commission. According to them, it's already a settled issue. Life begins at fertilization. So whether it's an abortive patient or not would depend on the definition. Our position is that life begins at fertilization. On the matter of condoms, Thailand has one of the most successful condom implementation program. In fact, they have a very high contraceptive prevalence rate, but in spite of that, they are among the highest, if not the highest, as far as AIDS is concerned in Asia, about 600,000. We have one of the lowest contraceptive prevalence rate, but we only have about 8,000 cases here in the Philippines. Now, as far as abortion is concerned, pardon me if I mention some countries, I will not mention countries anymore, but in spite of the high contraceptive prevalence rate, abortions continue in other countries. On the abortion figure of 500,000, until now, nobody has explained to me how they were able to count the number of abortions in the Philippines. Nobody, I don't think 500,000 women went up to them and volunteered information, I've had an abortion. All of this is based on survey, based on speculation, based on extrapolation. I do not believe that there is a methodology that is satisfactory and that is dependable insofar as computing the 500,000 is concerned. So again, I repeat my figure, 500,000 times 10 years is about 5 million women who have had an abortion. Even if we count those that aborted maybe twice or 3 times, that's still quite a big number.
Thank you, Congressman Golez. Next would be Chito, and then Rudy, and Ben Santos.
Which Chito? There are 2 Chitos here.
Do you want to wish something?
Thank you very much. I think both of you established that there is a need for population management. Am I correct? Congressman Golez? And at some point during the presentation of Congressman Golez, he virtually said that there is already an existing law that practically mirrors the RH bill being proposed. 2 questions. Number 1, what is the difference that the proponents of the RH bill are pushing for vis-a-vis the existing law? Second question is, if, and this is I think going to be directed to Congressman Golez, if you're in agreement that population management is critical at this point in time, I had a sense, sir, that you were pushing for propagating more Filipinos, more potentially Golez-like citizens. So please, enlighten me on that side. Responsibility.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Because with all due respect to Congressman Golez, what does it matter if there is already similar existing wording from other laws? So what? Now, if we put in another one, the difference is this. This law, this bill rather, if it passes into law, will put money aside to be able to get those things. It will put money aside, but you choose. It will not be forced down your throat. If you have a moral problem with this, don't use it. Don't take it. It does not matter who it is. It will not be forced upon you. I'd also like to make a point that it is enshrined in our Constitution. The separation of the church and the state. No faith, and I mean no faith, can impose its will on our secular, modern, liberal democracy and try to tell it what to do. The point of the state is that it is for all. Okay? Does that answer your question, sir?
Yeah, I think there's a brief follow-up from Chito. Brief follow-up.
I think you pointed out the only difference is the budget allocation.
No, well, it's not just the only difference, but there are other differences still, because it doesn't cover everything. Consider the RH bill or the RH/RT bill a more comprehensive, broader, deeper law to be able to deal with more things, not just about the Magna Carta for women's rights.
Yeah, we don't have much time anymore. Chito.
No, but my question is going to be, why not just push for giving a budget to the existing law?
We want to legislate it. It has to be legislated to begin with, whether it be for the previous law or this one.
We want to hear the wisdom of Ben and Royce also.
May yung isang tanong po, kay Cong.
Siguro we'll listen to the two questions and then you can wrap it up.
On the law, I think I pointed out very clearly that the words are almost identical. Practically all of the features of reproductive health care are already reflected in the existing law. I think the only reason why they want this is to be able to say it is their law. Now, if they want to enhance this, the correct approach is to amend Republic Act 9710. They want to provide more money, then maybe we can discuss the money.
Thank you.
The budget is already existing. There is already a population commission that's been doing that. With respect to population, I've always believed in population power. President Medvedev of Russia, in his November State of Russia speech, already recognized that they're losing because of the reduction in their population. So today, what is Russia doing? President Medvedev is offering incentives, not just ordinary incentives, but even free land for families that can produce 3 or more babies. Korea, which is now experiencing a demographic winter, has allocated $67 billion in order to increase their population growth rate.